Hi, I'm Alex Anders, and this is Bisexual Real Talk. If you are a guy and you have strong romantic and sexual attractions to women, and you briefly do some cam stuff with a guy, does that make you bi? That is what I'm going to be talking about today in one of the 2 emails that I'll be reading to you from you guys. But before I get to that, 2 quick announcements. First, you can jump around in this video by using the chapter marks in the description below. And second, I am now doing one-on-one phone calls with you guys, which you can do through Patreon. So if you guys don't know, Patreon is a way for viewers like you to support creators like myself. And you can do it by going to Patreon, and the amount of support you give will determine what type of reward you get as a thank you for doing it. And one of those tiers is a one-on-one conversation with you where we can talk about bisexuality, your bisexuality, probably coming out, about any issues you're going through at this time. So yeah, please check that out if you're looking to support the channel, because my Patreon support is the reason why I have continued making videos. It's feeling the love from you guys there, which has motivated me. So thank you for all of my Patreon supporters. And if you'd like to become one, please check out the link in the description below. Now, let's get to the first of these 2 emails. The first one says, "Hi there. Hi there. I'd just like to thank you for your videos on YouTube because they're very helpful and informative." Well, I'm glad you find them informative. In one of your videos, you've mentioned that at some point in your life, you felt a lot of pressure to please women sexually, but felt no pressure when active with men sexually. Well, that is true. I did mention that, and that's a real thing. I am a man and am currently going through the stage of uncovering being attracted to men. But I also feel intense pressure around sex with women, to the point that I shy away from it or feel like I am unable to be sexually active with women because of how much pressure I put on myself and the anxiety and how unconfident I feel. It's tearing me apart. So my question is, as you mentioned, you faced a similar experience. What steps did you take to overcome this? Kind regards, Jay. Well, Jay, yes, I did experience that, and to some degree I still kind of feel that. Luckily, it is nowhere near the amount of pressure I used to feel, and now it barely even comes into mind when I start dating a woman. So how did I get over this thing? Well, first of all, I started out by realizing that I added more value to women than just fulfilling their sexual pleasure. Like, I can do things. Like, for example, I am a very loyal guy, and women appreciate loyalty. So there's that. I can sometimes be funny, so women appreciate that. I can be supportive, an emotional support person. Like, I am very good at being that. So realizing all these other things that I had going for me helped me to get past the fact that I had these pressure-filled thoughts. Another thing was realizing that women actually don't put, no, I shouldn't say women, I should say most women don't put that high a priority on sex. Yes, they like it, they enjoy it and all that stuff. But there are other things that guys do that women value higher. And before, as a guy, I'm like, oh, sex is all important. You see society says, oh yeah, sex is the thing. It's the most important thing there is out there. If you don't have a great sex life, then you don't have anything. So not true. Realizing it wasn't true is what helped me get through it. First of all, intercourse is more to life than intercourse. There's more to sex than intercourse, especially with women. And a lot of women value that other thing other than intercourse more than the other. Also, you know what? Some women value being able to have a conversation higher than sex. Some women value having someone there on the couch with them higher than sex. Some women value having financial support higher than sex. There are just so many things that a lot of women prioritize higher than sex that I didn't have to feel as pressured about being so great at sex as to have a relationship with a woman, or to be able to have a relationship with a woman. And what helped me really, like what I think was the final thing that really, really helped me understand this, is talking to women and realizing how much crap women are willing to put up with and still continue to date a guy. I mean, I have talked to female friends and they talk about the things that guys do, and I'm like, I can't believe that here I am thinking I need to be the perfect guy when other guys are doing crap like that, and the women I know, friends of mine who are beautiful and all that stuff, have all these qualities going for them, continue to stick around. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And no matter how many times I can tell my friends, or guys can tell women, or women can tell other women, no, you deserve better, you deserve better, they continue to put up with it. It is amazing. It's just crazy. It's sad, but it's true. And once you realize this is a guy that how much women are willing to put up with and still stick around, it puts a lot of pressure. It takes a lot of pressure off of you having to perform sexually. Because, yeah, the bar is really low. And I'm not saying that you should stoop to how low the bar is. I'm saying that you should realize how low the bar is, so that when you are above the bar, when you are significantly above the bar, even if it doesn't have to do with sex in other ways, you're going to make so many women happy, or you have the ability to make so many women happy. You just need to be over the extremely low bar that so many women have. And I'm not saying you should be under the bar. I'm saying just know that that is a fact, and that helps so much. And the way you can really, like, it's one thing for me to say these things, but it's another thing to really kind of know these things. And in this knowing these things, it really helps. So the suggestion I have for you, and I know you said you're shy, but get to know women. Get to know women as friends. Like, see if you can just kind of interact with women just outside of sex, outside of dating. Just get to know women, and if you can, and they start talking, listen to them. Just listen to them. Listen to what they say. Express an interest in what they're interested in. Just get to know women, get to understand women, and when you do, you realize these things that I said, which is that women value things much higher than sex, and that you have things that they value. Even if you're not dating someone, you learn, and you have a female friend, you start realizing like the things that they like about you and the qualities that you have that other women would appreciate. So that's my advice to you, and that's how I got over my my insecurity when it came to women, by realizing these things about myself and realizing these things about women. So that's the first email. The second email says, I am a 25-year-old male and I identify myself as heterosexual. I have strong romantic and sexual feelings towards females. This is the issue that's been bothering me recently. I watch a lot of porn, okay? I sometimes watch gay stuff, but very rarely. However, I sometimes do gay cam stuff, but only like for a few seconds. But after that, it basically disgusts me. I don't really have any romantic feelings towards men at all. However, I do have fantasies about being naked with a guy. Not sexual intercourse, strictly no to that. But the thing that's been bothering me a lot now is that I've only had sex once, and was like 3 years ago. And I've always wanted to have a strong relationship with a woman, but I haven't managed to achieve that because I'm really shy when talking to girls, even though I have had multiple strong crushes. I really want to clarify this. Am I really bi, gay, or straight? I'm really stressed out about this issue. Please help. Well, yeah, I'm gonna cut to the chase to begin with. You're probably bi. Why are you bi? Because bisexuality is, it doesn't have to do necessarily with what you do physically. It just has to do with the ability to gain intimacy from multiple genders. You're shy. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you crave intimacy. Because the first thing that goes when you're shy, or the first thing that you start craving when you're shy, is intimacy, some way of connecting with another person. And because you're shy, you might have a hard time going up and meeting women, talking to women, creating an intimate relationship with women. But you've watched a lot of porn, like you said, and you're very comfortable with a dynamic of a camera and someone being across the camera and doing something intimate. So you have been, since it's really hard to find a female who's going to cam with you, guys are willing to cam, you crave intimacy, so you create intimacy with who's available, which is a guy in the form factor in which you're most comfortable, which is across a camera. Now, that's the equivalent of when a guy goes to prison and has sex with other men. There are therapists and there are very legitimate people who say, no, those are situational situations. You're only bi because you have no other opportunities. And in your case, you can't find intimacy anywhere else, so you engage in these activities as a release. But if you weren't stuck in these intimacy-free zones, that you would express it with women. And to that I say, yeah, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The fact that you have that as an option means that your brain is capable of spiking dopamine or any other chemicals with guys. And the mere fact that you're able to do that means you're bi. But what does that matter? Okay, you're bi. You don't have to tell anyone you're bi. You don't have to actually date a guy. You don't have to do anything. I think the beauty of being bisexual is that you have options. That's it. That's the beauty of it. That you don't have to put up with anything. You have options of who you can get the things you need from. In which case, you need intimacy. And women aren't usually into giving you intimacy in the safe way in which case you want it. So guys are, though. So because you are bisexual, you have the option to do this with guys. Be grateful. Be thankful. Now, I'm not saying that you should go down a long road of making this your source of intimacy, making camming with guys your main source of intimacy, because that's not a long-term sustainable option. But this is an option for right now to relieve some of the pressure. And if you can relieve some of the pressure by doing this cam stuff with guys, then great. That allows you to take some of the pressure off so that you can now focus on finding a long-term solution to your intimacy problems. And that would be most likely with women. Now, you might decide from all the cam stuff that you feel most comfortable being intimate with guys, or more comfortable, and even the most comfortable being intimate with guys. You might want to pursue things with guys in the real world, but don't even go there right now. Just use it as your release pattern, as you release form as you're doing, and then focus on maybe the thing that you most want, which is an intimate relationship with a woman. And to that, I would say, being shy isn't a lifelong thing. A person who is shy tends to be shy situationally. A person who is shy tends not to be shy around their parents, at least not about all topics, about, just kind of showing up and just being there. Tend not to be shy around your parents, or you tend not to be shy around your best friends. Being shy has to do with intimidation in the situation. So you need to figure out how to get beyond your shyness. And the way you do that is by becoming more comfortable with situations. Now, talking to women, things like that, is intimidating. But if you become more comfortable with it, it becomes less intimidating. But there's no way to get more comfortable with that without pushing through the intimidation and being uncomfortable and doing it anyway. You have to get over shyness by gaining experience, and you have to gain experience, and the only way of gaining experience is through pushing through the awkwardness. Over time, baby steps, you need to come up with things you can do to make yourself feel more comfortable within the dating, meeting women sort of thing. Whether it be when COVID kind of cuts down, going to meetups, and just setting a goal of maybe just talking to one girl or saying hello to 3 girls or just whatever else. Keep away from like really intimidating situations where you're around a lot of extroverts. Maybe the option is, if you play board games, to like go to a comic book shop where they play board games and just talking to other people who tend to be also very shy. Going to meet up with shy people, going online and meeting women at in shy groups, for shy people. Whatever it is, it has to be a 2-step solution where you're relieving the stress over here with, however you're doing it, and also gaining experience so that you become less shy and you can then fulfill the thing you want, which is to meet women. But the question is, are you gay, bisexual, or straight? You're bisexual. But what does that matter? It doesn't matter in any way more than you allow it to be. I hope that answers your question. I hope that's helpful. If you are a shy guy, hey, I get it. I'm not shy, but I do have a lot of shy friends, and I've helped shy friends through situations like that. And honestly, the only way to get over shyness is to push through it. You got to push through it. Situations are intimidating. You can first work through to become less intimidated in the situation. Like I mentioned with the first guy, where you realize that women are not that scary. They're not that different from you, and they don't need you to be the ultimate man's man, or they don't need you to be the ultimate lover or anything like that. They don't need that. They need basically what you need, and that's it. But you can't really understand that until you put yourself in situations where you're getting to know women and you're meeting women to do it. And the way you get yourself to meet women being a shy guy is in baby steps, not putting yourself in too bad of a situation or too intimidating of a situation to begin with, and slowly but surely set goals for you and step by step accomplishing those goals until sooner or later you begin to feel comfortable around women, you feel less shy. That's it. I hope it was helpful. If you are interested, any of you are interested, I do one-on-one phone calls with you guys through Patreon. So if you want, check that out. I also, by the way, have some BiCupid t-shirts. You can find them through Teespring or YouTube. You can, not through YouTube, through Amazon. The links for those in the description below, as well as lapel pins, as well as bisexual romance books, which you can find in a link in the description below, whether it's the YouTube channel or through my podcast. Until next time, stay cooler, my bisexual friends. Stay cooler. Bye.